217 Recovery Podcast.
If you don't make mistakes, you won't learn.
With your host, Corey Winfield.
You know how fish is bad is you can't put it on pizza.
And special guests, Justin Burke.
I said something about that to our master radio broadcaster, and he said that he didn't hear nothing.
And Mitchell O'Brien.
I think to introduce people, we should tell them a little bit about ourselves.
Got your ass.
It is the 11th of October, 2024. My name's Corey Winfield.
I'm Justin Burke.
And I am Mitchell O'Brien.
It's a fun Friday here at 217 Recovery. It's early morning. We have a fire warning in Traverse City. You guys aware of this?
No.
Fire warning?
Mm-hmm. Fire warning. Told me about it yesterday about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Because my little thing that looks like a ball that I can talk to, if I say the name right now, it'll say, what? So I'm not going to say the name, but it was flashing yellow. So I said, hey, thing, what's my notifications? And it said, there's a fire warning in effect for tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And I thought, what? How does that thing know there's going to be a fire in Traverse City tomorrow? So I asked it for the numbers. I was like, hey, what's the lottery numbers for tomorrow? I cannot tell you that. I was like, stupid. Yes, you can. You just choose not to.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have a fire warning, so hopefully you guys are all prepared. You actually live in Interlaken, Mitchell.
About 20 minutes from here.
Yeah, Justin, you live in Williamsburg.
Yeah, the opposite direction.
Yeah.
And out by you, about halfway from the office to your house.
Yeah, see, I don't know if
Just
you're
on the other
downwind or
side.
upwind. We have to go outside and put our finger in our mouth and stick it in the air. You know how you used to do when you play baseball? Like,
Yeah.
is it blowing out?
You're upwind from him.
Yep. You check the flags and be like, yep. You take some like grass and throw it up in the air. That's what I would do when I kick field goals. Just like, where's it going? That way. Okay. I was never a field goal kicker, but that's what I would do if I was. Even in a dome, I'd be like picking shit up, throwing it up. Like, all right. So if I missed it, I'm like, I just didn't judge it right. Because there is air circulating in here. I would do like some scientific thing. So Justin Williamsburg, yeah, it depends on which way the wind's blowing, really. Because you are close enough to get some of the flames.
Wind's blowing west to east. So, yeah. He's the furthest east.
Yeah, northeast a little bit. And yeah, my residence is in Traverse City, so I'm worried. I warned my wife about it today. I was like, honey, don't try to grab everything. Something happens. But I wonder, like, is it going to be like downtown fire? Because then I'd be fine. Like, who's setting the fire?
I think, are you Travers or are you Acme?
I'm Traverse.
Really?
Yeah.
Right on that edge, right next to the bay.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of water right there. I think you're going to be good.
Yeah. I live where them rich people live. Sorry.
Yeah.
Our 8-story condo with elevator, studio in the basement, theater.
Only about half that's true.
That's all right, though. I'll get there.
Yeah.
So you guys heard me talking about how I'm going to make a movie one day and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Well, I bought some books. I started like listening to like audio books and podcasts and whatever. And then I decided to actually take a class at Interlaken Center for the Arts. And they had a filmmaking class, film production, film editing, and script writing. And it was only like a month course. I think this is the last week of it. And usually I've been spending my Sunday mornings, been getting up at like 6 and going down to the basement and like just working on it, which kind of sucks. Because I'm putting only like 23% of my effort into it. But I'm looking at it like I'm still learning things that are going to help me. And we're going to shoot our short film very soon, within the week or two. And I think it's a perfect thing for wanting to make a movie, and I was talking with the instructor about it, and his name's Darren, and he was in the movie The Outsiders, and he was in other movies too, but he knows what he's doing, and he's really cool, and he understands that I have a full-time job, I have a wife, I have a child, like it's not like back in the day when I was going to school or taking classes where I got to pass this to take the next one. It's like, okay, well, do what you can. Because I told him, it's like, I have a script in mind, and we've been kind of working through it for like a full-length movie. And I was like, but I don't really want to jump into that until I can do the short film. Because I can do that and then focus on the movie and write it and kind of do all that stuff. And he really like that approach of it. You know, he's like, oh yeah, and then if you can do a killer short film, you know, something that just looks great and has emotion to it and feeling, and you have, oh, and this is my script for the other movie I want to make. He's like, you'll find funding. He's like, you pull them heartstrings, that opens wallets. And I was like, oh, okay. He's like, you hit them emotions, and if you do that right with your short film, you'll be setting yourself up for some real success there.
Nice.
So is our short film going to be like a trailer to the actual movie?
No.
Oh.
Nope, don't have anything to do with each other. But I'm adding like little details in the short film that.
So they are in the same universe.
Yes.
You know, there's like the Marvel universe,
yes,
the DC universe,
yep,
and different shows happen in the same, you know,
yep,
time, whatever. Yeah, okay.
I'll be the addiction movie guy.
You got to do something like Pixar does, where there's always something from like your past in a room or scene or something like that.
Okay.
Or foretelling of something
like
else.
Easter eggs is what they call them, right?
Yeah, but like I think it was Pixar where like the address or something from their very first studio or office ever is on like addresses in the movie or plaques on the wall, and it's just like hidden in there. That's not exactly what it is, but it's something like that.
Yeah.
They do little stuff from like their history that nobody knows.
Okay.
You know? So
there'll be the same vodka bottle in every film.
Filled with water.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna make Justin get sick on water. I'm like, no, Justin, you gotta chug it again. No, but there's really not. I mean,
Well, that's kind of funny because I can't even puke.
oh, that would be funny. We need you puking, Justin.
Yeah, that's a no-go.
No, we're not doing any of that.
have like a hose next to his face on the side and only shoot him from the other side.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah. And I asked you, Mitch, to help with camera work, so I think that'll be fun and give you kind of something to dick around with, you know? And it should be good. You know, the more people we get involved, I think the better it'll be. And one thing I did learn through this film class too is I think this is back in my iHeart Media days where you just had to do everything yourself. And so I became accustomed to, if you need it done, you go do it yourself. But I'm not trying to do lighting. I'm not trying to do there's so many different aspects to making a movie, and you go get funding and then you hire people who are professional lighters and different things, and a cinematographer and camera people. You know, like some of it, yeah, it can be fun to do on your own, like the short film. I think it'll be fun, but it's just one of those things where you do have to rely on other people, and there are professionals who get paid to do that, and it's just like a whole gang of people, you know. And I said to him, like Steven Spielberg, he doesn't like shoot the movie and edit it and do all this other stuff, and
he's not the guy in the dinosaur costume.
No, but if you were to ask me, I'd be like, well, I gotta go get a costume, I gotta get in it.
How am I gonna build this robot dinosaur?
Yeah, it would be stupid. And he's like, Steven Spielberg has a crew that he works with pretty much every time, you know, and everybody getting paid. I'm like, that's what I want, like just everybody getting paid.
And then when they screw up, you get to be like, you're fired.
Yeah.
It'll like take
Donald
your stress
Trump
out.
them.
Yeah.
But it's also making it seem more realistic, and it doesn't seem as hard or as far away as it once was.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which I guess is good. I mean, that's the point of taking these classes and getting to the goal of making this. But
it's a good example of when we talk to people about setting goals, and you know, you set a goal like, I want to buy a house. Okay, well, you just got sober, and your credit score is 347.
Woo.
You owe $13,000 to 7 different places. How are you going to go buy a house? And you got to cut it up into smaller goals to get there.
yeah.
You know, and that's what you're doing. You're living it, and it's cool.
Realistic. You know, because if I was just going to say, I'm going to make a movie one day. Okay. How?
Yeah.
You're just going to make a movie. You're going to go outside and just make a movie. Like how? You know, it's got to be something you can follow up with. And some people would say, well, that's unrealistic, Corey. You don't know any movie people. And there's a lot of haters out there. There's a lot of people that would love to see you fail at things. But as long as you have a plan in your head, because, yeah, that guy with the 340, you said? 370, whatever?
47.
347. Knew there was a 7 and a 4 in there.
I didn't know they got that low.
They do.
I know.
Yeah, we all know. We've been there. But even that person could buy a house one day.
Yeah.
You know, it's unrealistic he could buy it next month.
Right.
Or even next year. But
Probably 5 years down the road, he could definitely buy
I don't
a
think
house.
that long. It depends if that 13 grand falls off his credit report or not.
Well, there's steps that you need to take.
Yeah.
And it's like, because we know people who have been like, you know, I'm going to go do this and I'm going to get on TV and I'm going to interview people and I'm going to blah, blah.
I'm going to start a podcast and be famous and rich.
Well,
Okay.
but you have also experienced somebody come to you when you're starting a big thing that we're sitting in right now and say, I don't think this is going to work. And that was a person that he wasn't just a hater. He had a little bit of experience. And here we are more than a year later. And just, it's been growth after growth after growth after growth, progress. And, you know, there's been speed bumps along the way and challenges, but you've figured it out. And then that person has literally come back to you and said,
I want a piece of the pie.
yeah, I was wrong.
Hey, I got some ideas. Let me help you.
And now they're helping us out, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, just it's inspiring.
Yeah. It's cool, man. Can't wait to make the movie. Think it'll be good. And I'm still having a hard time balancing the family life and all that. And oh my God, I should save it for the Recovery Dads podcast. But last night, you know how I said the house was haunted?
Ooh.
Yeah. What's up?
Well,
I wanted to talk about death a little bit. So
okay.
go for what?
Well, we have to, so Justin, after I talk about this, because I don't want it to be back-to-back stories, you'll understand why. So Justin, you have to talk about something after I talk about this, okay? You're our buffer between stories.
Jeez.
Page 2. So page 1. All right. So last night, Marnie and I are laying in bed, and Parker loves this little show called Paw Patrol.
Yeah.
Paw Patrol. Like he hears that, he's like, instantly head whips the TV. And so I was like, Parker, I'm going to buy you like a little Paw Patrol doll, you know, and something that's cute and that you can eat, because he loves to eat everything. Slobber everywhere.
Teething.
Between him and the cat, I don't understand why the cat slobbers everywhere, but it's gross and I hate him. I'm not a fan of cats anymore since mine
Poor
died.
Hudson.
Yeah, I just turn my back on all cats now. I'm like, whatever.
St. Bernard cat.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. They'll like come try to lay next to me at night, and I'm like, well, I'm just slobber all over. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Like, what is? It doesn't make sense. But anyway, so I'm like looking at it. I'm like, which one do you think, honey? And she's like, oh, that one has big ears. He'll love to eat those. I'm like, okay. And then we hear this. The hell? And Marty looks at Parker. She's like, oh my gosh. I'm like, that's a little spit up, huh? It sounded like puke. Before she could say, it is. And we're like, oh my God. So we can get him up, and he's just puking. I'm like, what the hell? And we fed him or Marnie fed him some like bananas or something that we bought from the store. And I'm like, how old was it? You know, and she's like, well, it was from yesterday, and I just put it back in the fridge, and it can be in there for 2 days. I'm like, can it? Did we even check the expiration when we bought that shit? You know, and she's like, oh no, the stores are they stock and they throw. I'm like, honey, no, they don't. You know, like I've seen some beef jerky at a store before that had mold in it. They don't know, and that baby food could have been sitting there for who knows how long.
Little preservative packs in them, you know.
Yeah.
So you've had some perceived paranormal activity in this dwelling place. When he was spitting up, which you made sound projectile like.
It wasn't project, but it was coming out.
Head spin around.
I was waiting for it because before we put him to bed and put him in our bed, I was changing his diaper, and he was everything cool. And I'm like, yeah, poopy booty, you know, doing my thing. And he was laughing and just immediately went to crying. And I'm like, Marnie walks in, she's like, what is going on? I'm like, I don't know. And maybe he had a headache or maybe something happened. I don't know. But I said to Marnie, I'm like, maybe he's seeing a ghost or something. And I had like this creepy feeling, like just overwhelm me when that happened. And because it didn't make any sense for him to go like from dark to light immediately, you know, like it was such a switch that I was just like, wait, what? Yeah, and listen to our last Recovery Dads podcast, and you can hear more of the story about the haunted house. But yeah, that was a little creepy. But just to have that first throw up, and then Marnie changes the sheets. I'm sitting with them. Here comes round 2. I'm like, oh God, no! Like, get him up, get him off the bed, and didn't get any on that. But it was scary, man. It was scary. Like all night long, I'm just like on pins and needles. Like, wait, what's wrong? You know, Marty kind of was the same way. But,
I think that's natural to have that feeling.
yeah, but I'm like Googling it. He didn't have a fever, so I guess that's a good thing. And he was like smiling afterward. You know, like what?
Sounds like a tummy ache, and then it felt better.
Yeah, and then we looked up too, and then it said that if his little belly was full, you know, because the food sits in there different, and he's probably a little young for solid food. Like I think some doctors say 6 months. He's 4 months and a couple weeks, and we're just giving him a little bit. It's just like bananas and pears and stuff like that, and prunes, just to see. It's like, is he allergic to it, or?
Well, it's a lot of fiber too. It's something he's not used to.
If his little belly isn't used to it, it's the food's down there, and then because I fed him at like 7, and then Marty fed him again at like 8:30 or 9, and then in between that there was the baby food, and
Well, and he's somewhat teething, kind of, right?
yeah, the doctors on Google said that they could never find a correlation to pinpoint really does teething cause babies to throw up.
So what I heard is that it causes them to drool more.
Oh yeah,
Because it's in their gums, and so the saliva helps protect and heal and whatever as their teeth are breaking through their gums. And so they naturally swallow it, and that's not good for their tummies. So that's what they were saying, you know, almost 15 years ago when I was going through that. So that's over, you know, a decade and a half ago. So
Yeah.
who knows what they believe in now, but
I can see where that would make sense though, but
so could it be like a little bit of a jumble of things, you know, a little bit of extra spit in the gut, a little bit of fiber that he's not used to,
just
and
a full little belly.
Satan showed up. So yeah,
And that scared him, and then Satan was like, "Watch this."
and then you were like, "Ooh, got the heebie-jeebies."
Yeah, 'cause it was weird. It was kind of like the same when I whipped out the recorder before and you got that voice. It was just like something's not right here.
Yeah.
'Cause he went from screaming, crying that time to like, "Hey, what's up?" Smiling at nothing. And this, he wasn't looking at me either. He was kind of looking over me and just crying like like just scared.
Right.
When 2 seconds before he was playing and laughing and poopy booty song, Daddy was dancing and
Yeah.
I just went to like and like looking over him, like I said, over my shoulder because we have him on this dresser and his little changing pad, and so he can look at me or whatever, and he's looking over.
Maybe it was the same thing that he saw before, but the first time he was like, "Hey, this is kind of cool," and now he's like, "My dad won't stop talking about this. Get out of here."
Right.
You broke the code. You told your father. This is being real mean to him now, being a real dick,
Right. Could be.
kicking his toys off him. Yeah, fucker.
You wake up in the morning and all his toys are up in the opposite corner away from him.
In the trash. I'm like, what's up?
You throw away his toys, Martin?
Here's my vape too. My vape and his toys are in the trash. What's going on?
You hear that
Yeah.
trying to light his toys on fire.
That is so funny.
Yeah. Go back and listen to the last Recovery Dads episode, recoverydads.com, and you'll get caught up if you haven't listened to that one yet.
Yep.
So, Justin, whoa, Sleeping Bear. Let us sleep in
Yeah.
bed. We're going to start a podcast Friday morning.
Sorry.
Just
Came out of nowhere.
He wants to talk about exhaustion. Is what he
Yeah.
wants to.
It's a real
Obviously.
thing, man. Like, I tried staying up and watching the football game last night because my tight end was in there, and yeah, it was kind of sorry, but I ended up falling asleep like really early. But the night before, like, I couldn't go to sleep. I was up till like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Your explanation of the football game,
Totally does not dictate.
the way that game went,
It was sorry.
it was sorry.
It was a sorry game. I almost texted you at like 9 o'clock
I hate the 49ers,
and was like, man, this game is so sorry right now.
especially when my running back got hurt. I'm like, 3 weeks in a row. My guy's getting hurt. I lost like the number one wide receiver twice in a row. Rice was number one. Collins was number one.
And now you're running back. His backup came in and did all right.
Not really. He had that one good run. The rest of the time he was just running into booties.
I don't even want to deal with fantasy football this
Mitch
week.
won't trade me. Mitch doesn't want the trades.
I needed him.
He's been not needed the last couple weeks.
I know, but he's finally like not hurt.
Is he? That's the perfect time to trade him to me. Everybody on my bench is hurt.
I don't think the Eagles are going to go anywhere really this year.
I think I don't think they like that
year.
coach. I don't think they're going to play for him. I think they want to see him fired, and they're like, oh, they're calling Aaron Rodgers. Wait, how do you get a coach fired again?
You just don't hug them on national television and put your hand in their chest. Like, yeah, don't do that to me, dude. Like, what are you
Shoot
thinking?
them evil glares even when you're winning.
I learned in recovery that your emergency is not my emergency.
Yeah.
And so if I want to keep my player on my fantasy football team, besides I'm up against number one this week.
Yep, and you need a running back, and you don't have one. So let's try and help you out. You need a running back. I like 4 of them. 2 of them aren't even hurt.
You're the running back dealer in this league. It's
I
ridiculous.
am. Nobody's buying.
You know what he said to me though yesterday about that? He's like, Dobbins hasn't done nothing over the past 2 or 3
I
weeks.
was looking at the
He
game
had a bye
logs.
week, and then he had a good defense he went up against.
Yeah,
But
that's what I said.
He's got some. I'm going to need him now, apparently. So never mind.
Right.
Thanks.
Because he's actually a really good running back. He just went up against a couple hard teams, and it happens.
Especially
in the
after this
NFL.
bye week. I wanted to start him over Jacobs this week, but I was like, have that draft capital.
Well,
that
then
is in fantasy football.
Jesse I don't know if he does this with everybody, but he keeps sending me trades. There's so many. But then before I can even get in and look at him, he cancels it.
Probably because he drops the player that he was trying to trade you.
Right.
I've never seen this before. Like, this is why they have caps on how many moves you can make. Because I can set that as a commissioner, how many moves you can make. And they usually will tell you, but I think he's done so many that it just stops. And it's hard to even look at the waiver wire. Hey, who dropped? Fuck, I'm not looking at that because 8 of them are Jesse dropping and picking up some of the same players. It's just irritating. And I'm just like, I don't even care, man.
I enjoy it. I think it's great. We have, it's like when you're in school, there's every person, like every kid in your friend group is that like personality trait that sets them apart. Mm-hmm. He's the dropper.
Then my man George, and if you listen to this podcast, this is going to do you a solid, does not know how to use Fab. And he's probably just kicking himself.
That's cool that he don't know how to use Fab.
Yeah, because he never gets the players he wants. And he's probably like, how come I never get the players I want? It's because you're not using your Fab, George.
Yeah.
You don't get the $100 back. It's fake 100, okay? So just use it, buddy.
I've been thinking about that too, but I don't want to talk about it too much so nobody gets any ideas.
Mitch don't use his Fab neither, though.
No, there's nobody he needs. This team's perfect.
Somebody told me that I told him I was going to use my Fab. And he's like, nah, don't do it that way. Just use like a little bit. Just a little bit. Mm-hmm. I was like, I need this. So I just went, okay, I'm going to roll the dice. And if that one doesn't work, I'll get this other one. And yeah. So I got to be making some moves. There's bye weeks out there for stuff.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah, nobody wants to see me win because I'm the commissioner and because I'm Corey.
I have 0 Fab. Your wife has 0 Fab.
No. I got a little bit of Fab.
Would rather see you win.
Yeah, 26.
Than who I'm up against. Well, I know that's not going to happen.
But, higher powered pick.
Yeah.
Adam. I wonder what Adam thinks about that.
Oh no, you should get him on real quick.
I just need a couple wins. I'm up there in points. I really am. Well, what did we say? I was 6 or 7 or 5. I can't even remember what it was. Like, I am playoff worthy in points.
5.
And then you're like, well, we don't do it by points because that's no fun. I'm like, it would be for me.
It's not. It's just not fun. It's not. And we do have Adam. Adam, what do you think about Mitch not wanting you to win?
Dude, my son was God. Huh? Like that shouldn't have happened. Like it, I don't know how.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, but
I know exactly what you mean.
Well, we told him that time, and then
all right. Thanks, Adam.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Adam seems good though.
Yeah, it is. He does got a pretty good solid team.
No, I'm
barely beat me. I don't know. You never know, man. Never know. I just wondered what one of my players is going to get hurt next week.
Let's go look at your team. I'll call it out.
Right. So
you want to talk about death?
I have a question for you guys, and it's loosely related to death. But
Dilapidated.
Nope.
if you could pick one unconventional song to play at your funeral, what would it be? I already have an answer. There's so many good answers for this. I wasn't going to answer first because I don't want to.
I'm playing it at my funeral?
It's going to play like you put
I'm not
it in your
playing it 'cause
will.
I'm dead.
Right. But you have it played at your, like you put it in your will. At my funeral, I want this song played. That's not crazy. My grandma did that. She wanted this guy that she knew to sing a song. She put it in there, so we made that happen. Yeah.
Top of my head, I mean, I'd probably spend a couple years thinking about this. Hopefully, I have the time.
I like the spur of the moment reactions.
Would I go with my favorite song, or would I go with something I want to reflect my life?
So the question is possibly something inappropriate that you think would be funny.
Oh,
That's how people answer it.
okay. So that's what you're looking for, something funny and inappropriate.
Less on the serious side.
Okay, so that changes things, I guess. All right, so let's all think about this. If you're listening, what song would you want played? What song do you think? Crazy Bitch pops in my head, but
That's a good one.
I think it's inappropriate.
That one hasn't been brought up yet when I've asked people this. So mine is I didn't want to answer first to give you guys ideas, but my first one, because I think I'm gonna have a whole playlist.
Okay, good.
But the first one is Circle of Life from The Lion King.
Okay.
Yep. It's gonna be people will walk in and that's what's gonna be playing.
Mighty Jungle. Is that the right song?
No, it's the that one. That was so bad.
Do more of it.
I seen that in a
That sound familiar.
Yeah, the very beginning of the movie. That one. The Circle of Life. That one.
Okay, it's a little bit more Elton John-y, right? Is it Elton John who did that? Circle of Life or whatever.
Moves the soul. Or I don't even know the real words. But that's when the monkey takes the little baby lion, puts him up, and hangs him over the edge, Michael Jackson style.
Okay.
Yeah.
She didn't go Diddy style.
No, Diddy style. No, that's for behind closed doors. But then you can get fun with it, and Highway to Hell is another one. I'm on a highway to hell. Yeah, that's perfect. Yep,
I'm gonna say "Running with the Devil."
that's a good one. That hasn't been brought up yet.
Oh,
Stairway to Heaven.
Yep.
Is another one.
There's a lady who knows all that glitters is gold.
man, we're having fun today, aren't we?
Yeah.
I said I wanted Highway to Hell and Stairway to Heaven one right after the other because that it keeps people guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Which one is he at? Maybe he's in the jungle.
yep.
Circle of Life.
We eat the zebra, and then the zebra, we become the dirt, and the dirt becomes the grass, and then the zebra eats us. Obviously, yeah.
Oh, it was the
I
Circle
was
of
a
Life.
Disney kid, so you got nothing other than Crazy Bitch.
Yeah, but I just don't think that would make sense. I would probably have to say there's a song, and I can't remember who sings it. Mitch, it goes, I should probably use the effects because I don't want this in my voice.
I was getting some head. I was getting some head. I was getting some head.
Luda.
I was getting some head. I was getting some head.
Probably that song. You think that would be inappropriate?
Well, it depends on the
Little Parker
religion.
comes walking in. I was getting some. It's like, oh, my dad is like,
That was his life.
It's inappropriate. That's why I don't talk to him. I haven't talked to him in 20 years.
My goal is to like have that, everybody has like an uptight aunt or mom or grandma or something.
I don't.
You don't? No?
No.
Everybody does. But for them to come to the funeral and then be like,
No.
like, oh, this is so inappropriate. But then have like my inner circle of friends being like the ones that actually made it happen. Think it's hilarious. Like he went out with a laugh,
So you think your aunts are going to outlive you? You think they're going to be there?
I didn't think I was going to make it to 37 years old. So, yeah. Every day is a blessing.
Wait till you get 46. Woo!
That is over the hill.
If you make it. It's a lot of days you got to get through, man.
Yeah. A lot of diabetes.
Oh, no, geez, that was kind of rude. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
It's a real thing.
I guess what happens to people. I was thinking about this because we were in this meeting thing the other day. I think it's called the Grand Traverse Arc. GT Arc is what it's called. Used to be the Grand Traverse Drug Free Coalition, but they changed it to GT Arc. So I'm on the board of that. And they had this presentation. They were talking about ACEs, which is I'm not good with.
I know what you're talking about.
It's pretty much childhood trauma.
Yeah.
They call it ACEs because it's something child experiences or
Adolescent.
maybe it's trauma from childhood.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they were talking about how, kids will turn to drugs and this and that. And if they have the ACE score, it's really high, then they have a higher chance. And I'm just like, okay, maybe. But I mean, they did a study on it, so it has to be right. But I started thinking, like, is that why kids like candy? Is that really the introduction to the dopamine?
Could be.
But I didn't want to go through this conversation with a bunch of people on Zoom, so I was just like, nah, I'm just going to save this.
Well, sugar addiction's real.
Yeah.
Very real.
So is by giving like my son, Parker, you did good today. Let's go get some ice cream. Is that leading him down the road to feel good, celebrate? Here you go. And, you go from sugar to beer to cigarette. Well, I went from ice cream probably and candy to cigarettes. When I was 5, I smoked my first cigarette. Yeah.
My grandma was a gummy bear dealer.
Damn, dog.
She had a drawer.
You didn't have a chance. Your ACEs score should have been through the roof, but
it was actually.
Oh, okay.
Because I took it. I remember I took it when I was in early recovery with my therapist at my recovery program that I was in, and I went back and talked to my mom about it later, and which was a mistake because she was like, "That's not how that." I was like, "This is my test
that sounds
that I'm
familiar.
answering."
I say that stuff, and my mom's like,
No.
That wasn't that bad. I was like, but did it happen? I'm like, the question is, have you ever had a parent or somebody hit you, punch a wall, or throw something across the room? Yes, that happened to me. It's like, okay, I can lie for you in my assessment, and then, but whatever. Yeah.
But I think that plays a role in there too, and I do think childhood trauma is a huge part of it. But I also think introducing kids to sugar and stuff like that is the first real start of it all. People are like, that's a gateway drug when they talk about smoking or vaping or whatever. But I think sugar should be on there as a gateway drug.
Mm-hmm. And then certain dyes too become very addictive. I've seen a lot of studies on that, like certain red dyes, a yellow dye too. It becomes very addictive, and then like if they don't have it, like they like start spazzing out.
I was gonna ask you if you had some yellow dye with you today.
No,
Mountain.
because
no
like
lemon starburst in your pocket. Come
no,
on. Damn.
because most countries have outlawed those dyes where we haven't yet.
No, capitalism, baby.
Why.
It's all about that money, son.
Yeah.
America, don't you love it? Not even gonna
For
hit
the most
no
part.
button.
For the most part, but when we look at our food that we eat compared to other countries, like our ingredient list is a mile long. Other countries are like very few ingredients.
Yeah, but their food can't sit in your fridge for 7 months and still be okay.
Hey, I'm cool with it only lasting a few days.
Well, I got this bar. It's called Pure Protein.
I doubt it.
I think we get them from Pure Protein. Like you lie. Like, so Pure Protein. This should be what would 100% protein in here.
Yeah, 100%.
And there's only 20
ingredients should say protein.
And then right next to it's 20 grams. You're like, wait, what?
And 200 calories and 3 grams of something.
I have saturated fat 3.5, total fat 5 grams, sugar, alcohol,
Saturated fat, I don't believe in that.
dietary fiber 2, 18 carbs, 20 grams of protein,
But it's pure protein.
which is only 38% protein. So it's
It reminds me of a conversation I had with my dad a couple years ago.
maybe they're saying the protein's pure.
I mean, maybe, but that's not what it implies.
Right.
But he said that he drinks Sunny Delight because it's 100% vitamin C. And I was like, Father, that's a rock. Vitamin C is a mineral. that would be a rock.
Well, you get vitamin C out of oranges.
There's vitamin C in Sunny Delight. It's actually a high source of it, but there's also a lot of other things and stuff that's not very healthy for you in there because it's not fully juice either.
Yeah.
Sugar, like orange juice isn't really good for you.
It's the selling point of Sunny Delight
It's
is
delicious.
that 100% vitamin C. That's its selling point, but it doesn't tell you that the 5 ingredients below it will give you cancer.
It's 100% of your daily value of vitamin C
It's
if you
not-
drink the right amount.
Like I take a drink of this, and that's 100% vitamin C.
This is 100% vitamin C. I was like, where's the vitamin C Sunny Delight spring? Like,
Drink 3 cups of that because that's a serving, Dad. And then how much sugar's in there?
yeah.
28 grams or probably 50 per serving. And you think, wow, okay.
Yeah. He wasn't hearing it because you can't teach him things. But I was just like, it was fun for me because I know what vitamin C is. It's a mineral and it comes from it's pure form. If I was to have this much vitamin C, it would be a rock. Like that's what it is. So yeah, it was fun.
There's glycerin in this. There's canola oil, a bunch of whey protein concentrates.
I like whey protein though.
There's calcium carbonate, cocoa, butterfat, gum.
Is it cocoa or cacao?
This is cocoa.
There's a difference.
Cocoa,
Cocoa.
which is how you spell cocoa.
Yeah.
Like if you name a gorilla cocoa, I think you leave the A off of it.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna have a nice cup of hot cocoa, you gotta put the A on it.
Well, I'm glad we started talking about this because this has been bothering me. Coconuts.
Coconuts.
Coconuts. They're not chocolate nor nuts at all. No.
Well, this has
They need a
processed
different name.
tree nuts because they're from a tree.
Processed tree nuts?
That's what this has in it. But coconuts are from a tree,
yeah.
so maybe that's why they're called a nut. Because nuts, or is there any nuts come from the ground?
Peanuts?
Not that I know of.
D's.
Peanuts are from the ground.
Are
But
they?
I think they are technically classified as legumes, which was more like a bean. But I don't know. I don't like calling coconuts coconut. I think they should taste like chocolate if we're going to call them coconut. That's my hot take.
Okay.
So coconuts should taste like chocolate?
Yeah, cocoa, hot cocoa. Like, it's right in the beginning of the name. Cocoa, coconut. Like, don't be playing. I'm going to stick a straw in that thing and expect some
But it
chocolate
doesn't-
milk.
It doesn't have an A though,
Right. There's no egg.
so it's more like Coco the Granilla,
gorilla.
gorilla.
I never tasted the gorilla, so maybe that's what coconuts taste like.
Well, I mean, he was just named Coco, probably after cocoa nuts,
Maybe.
not coca. It comes from chocolate, which has nothing. What doesn't even make any sense.
What?
The coca bean.
Yeah.
That's some hot coca.
And then
We
there's,
just start referring to it as coca.
but then like I said,
Then we
there's-
can go to Gaylord and have some hot coca.
I still think we should cocoa, like you said, because it sounds like it's Hawaiian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little cocoa in there.
Mount Cocoa.
Let's change the way people talk. It's a movement.
I was hearing these guys talking a podcast about the planet, the funny one.
Venus.
No.
Your anus?
Yes.
Okay.
They won't call it Uranus and they won't call it Uranus. He goes, Uranus is your butt.
Wow.
Uranus is pee. He's like, so they call it Uranus. Because it's the Greek way to say it or something. I don't know. But it was interesting. Like,
I want to find a planet and then I want to name it.
I think you can do that. Or is that a star?
That's stars.
Yeah, a star. We could do a star.
Seems like I did that before.
We need to do a 217 recovery star.
I think we did.
Did we?
Or something. I can't remember. There was something, and I don't even remember if I think it was Marnie and I. Or something. Or maybe I had
so
a brilliant
romantic.
idea to do it and then didn't. I don't remember. So it was like, name a star after you. Man.
I want a star I'm going to name, and then I want to do that by a square foot of Scotland so I can become a Sir or whatever. Sir Mitchell, knighted. Lord. You become a lord for owning land in Scotland.
Damn. Let's do that. I wonder if it's cheap. I don't think it is. I think I looked at it before.
It's just a square foot. You
Still.
can buy as much as you want, but
You just go there to visit.
yeah. You become
have a little
citizen, I
cookout.
think. Yeah.
Save up enough money so you can build you
Just
or
stand.
buy you a little. And then,
Stand in your foot of
and you got to find
Scotland.
out who has the next over. Make deals with them. Like, look, man, I really need your shit. How much you want for that?
Just imagine-
See, here's the thing. I'm putting up a tent this weekend.
If you have 12 inches by 12 inches, but 12, like most people's shoes are bigger than that, but you go there and you just stand on it. And then like there's some other guy walking out to find his plot, you know, and you'd be like, what up, man? This is my spot. This is,
Stand there.
This is my land. You stay over there.
And then you like have a sword and you start taking over your people that are next to you, start building shit on it.
Put little flags.
Like, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine,
Make
it's
yourself a
mine.
national flag and then start pumping it in other people's.
That
do
whole
it.
that whole theory reminds me of like Futurama, where Bender's apartment's only like a foot by a foot.
It's like a closet.
Yeah, it's like a little closet, and there's a whole apartment complex like that.
Yeah,
They're just like
it's-
little closet apartments.
Fry stays with him, and he's
Yeah.
like curled up in the corner, like dying. He wakes up and is like all creaky and everything.
What if we? So what if we go over there and we do this, and then we're all wearing skirts and all this stuff, and then we dress Justin up in a skirt too,
kilts.
and then kilt, and then send him out. We find out where the people live that where he just conquered, and we send Justin out to collect tax. He's like just taking pieces of their car off,
They
steals their
live,
cat.
they live like all over the world though.
Yeah.
Because like we can do it from here.
Hello, sir. I'm here to collect the tax for Mitchell Winfield. Wait, what? That doesn't make any sense. It's a thing. It's
We
a
make
new country.
We make a coalition between our. It's like
Mitchfield'ke.
it's like the UN.
Mitchfield. The KE on the end is silent.
We just get a picture of
I'm
us
here
in
for
our,
my taxes.
our kilts all standing in
sir.
our spot, like back to back.
Then the video of us. You don't pay your motherfucking taxes. We can come get your ass.
This could be the next bonus plan.
And then like whip our swords around. And then show them the drone. And we got the drone to do it.
You hear somebody, man, I'm getting kicked out of my house. I got a place you can stay in. Scotland. It's kind of small. Oh, just imagine Lord Winfield.
Doing it.
Yep. Lord O'Brien sounds better in Scotland, but Winfield works pretty good.
Now we're at the funeral for Lord Winfield. I was getting some head.
That's your national anthem.
And now for the Olympic.
You get Ludacris to be there to christen the country.
Taking gold in drone flying is Mitchfield. The KE silent.
This much airspace, square foot of airspace.
I was getting some
Your drone can literally go up and down.
down.
You're in restricted airspace, sir. Oh, sorry, it went over an inch. I'm gonna look into this. I want to know how much it costs.
Either Justin's looking it up.
I'm looking it up right now.
There was another one, like we were talking about Manscaped and Blue Chew and being sponsors. So they sponsored a whole bunch of like content creators a while ago, like a year or two ago. They were all over the place. They kind of petered out. So maybe they sold all their land.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully not. Hopefully we get a square, man. Everything starts with a square.
Slowly.
Some smart guy said that once, I think.
Well, if you start slowly buying out, like you said, all the people around you, that's basically what the conspiracy theory of Bill Gates is doing to America with farms.
And wait till we get big enough where we can like fuck with England.
I think it's like $100.
You get a longboat. Yeah. Freaking cannons on the side.
Slingshot and shit over. Hitting cars.
Musket.
Somehow we have a drone. It's like
It's falling over top. Dropping firecrackers and shit.
It's fucking stupid beards.
Captain Winfield. The muskets are running low.
Yeah, you can buy 1 square, 2 square, 5 square, 10 square, 20 square, and 50 square.
50 square is not bad. You could have a picnic on that.
Every year, a recovery party. People will swear like those people are on something.
Yeah. Like, whoa, hold on, man. You're on the other. That's not our land. Get over here. Take one step back.
It has to be a part of NATO.
Oh. It's like a bad thunderstorm. We're going to ask for disaster relief money. Yeah. America will send it to us. Send money to everybody.
We'll just buy shit off Temu and just sell it to America. Just charge a couple cents extra.
There's this tiny little warehouse the size of a shed.
Yeah.
Oh, fun Friday.
Yeah, good times. Yeah, and Corey Smoker, she should join us next week, I think. And Marnie wants to do a podcast again, too. I think she's missing it. And
yeah.
I kind of told her, too, it's like, you know, we have the Recovery Dads podcast, which is fun for us because we're dads and we can kind of mess around like we want to. And I just feel sometimes the 217 Recovery podcast kind of gets away from what it was.
Originated.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think it was originally kind of made for. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it's for me to stay sober and get stuff off my chest. And the laugh. You know, we had a good laugh here today, yeah. I think. So, I mean, that's at the end of the day, that's what it's for. And, you know, we have fun with it and it makes our day start better. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed the episode.
Yeah.
If you want more of that real good stuff, or maybe it's sad. I don't know. Go back and listen. You know, there's times we were doing it. I was doing it from the sober living home, you know, in the early days, and you can listen to those on our website. You can just search whatever app you're listening to, or you can just get the 217 Recovery app, which is the easiest way to do it. You can just go through episodes by year. But yeah, thanks for listening, and thanks for having fun with us on this beautiful Friday in Michigan with a fire warning in Traverse City.
Later.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the 217 Recovery Podcast. Listen to over 900 episodes on the 217 Recovery app that's free in your app store or online at 217recovery.com.